We're learning Mishna Yevamos, Perek Gimel, Chapter 3, Mishnah Vav, Mishnah 6. Before we read the Mishnah, let's go to a chart. Okay? Now, the top line of your chart is the starting scenario, the starting situation. You got brother 1 is married to sister 1. Brother 2 is married to somebody named stranger. Now, why are we calling them a stranger? It's because brother 3 is married to sister 2. So you've got 3 brothers. 2 are married to sisters, and 1 is married to a stranger, meaning not a relative. Okay? So this is how the story starts. You've got, again, brother 1 is married to sister 1. Brother 2 is married to the non-sister. Should have written their non-sister instead of stranger. Brother 3 is married to the other sister. Okay? Now, brother 1, now look at the next line. Brother 1 is missing in the next line because brother 1 died. And he died without children. Okay? So now, his wife, right? Brother 1's wife could have Yibam done to her by brother 2, but not by brother 3. Because brother 3, it's his wife's sister. And that makes her an erva. So brother 1's wife could never has no connection of even whatsoever to brother 3. Because he's married to her sister. But brother 2, who's not married to his sister, he could do Yibam. And that's what he did. He did Yibam on sister 1. That's that, line with the 2 arrows at the end. And I wrote there Yibam. Okay, so now, what do we have left? Now we have brother 2 has 2 wives. He's got sister 1 as a wife because he did Yibam on her. He's married to a stranger, that's his second wife. Brother 3 is still married to sister 2. Okay, now, if we just take a look at that second row, it comes out now after brother 2 does Yibam to sister 1, that sister 1 continues to be an erva to brother 3, because brother 3 is married to her sister. And the other wife of brother 2 is what we called a while ago, tsaras erva, the co-wife of an erva. So now, if you go to the third row, right, brother 2 is gone, because he also died without children. So now, both his wives, sister 1 and sister 2, are now going to fall for Yibam to brother 3. But since brother 3 is married to a sister, so then sister 1 is an erva to him. Stranger is a tsaras erva to him, the co-wife of an erva. And guess what? They go scot-free. Because that's the first thing that we learned in Mishna Yevamos. When an erva falls for Yibam, there is absolutely no connection. You don't need Yibam, you don't need chalitza. And if there was a co-wife, the tsaras erva, the co-wife is also exempt. So that's the end of the story here. The end of the story here is where you have the 2 sisters are the 2 wives that were the survivors of the widows of brother 2. They're free to go. Okay? That is going to be the first scenario we're going to read in the Mishnah. The next one is below the line. Now, below the line, we're starting from line 2, meaning the same story starts in the beginning. 2 brothers married to 2 sisters, and 1 brother is married to the stranger. Brother 1 dies. Now, this is the situation, the first line below, the first row below the line. Sister 1, now, so brother 2, brother 3 can't do Yibam on sister 1, because it's his wife's sister. Brother 2 could do Yibam, but he didn't do Yibam. He did Mimer. He didn't have a chance to do Yibam yet. He did the Kedushin. He did that betrothal that we spoke about that you can do to a Yevama, which we say is midrabanan. According to Beis Hillel, that works only midrabanan, but that's what he did. Now, being that's what he did a Mimer on sister 1, right? So now, if we take a look at his marriage between the 2 wives, so sister 1 is clearly an erva to brother 3. Is stranger the co-wife of sister 1? To a degree, because Mimer was done. Yibam wasn't done, but Maimer was done. And Maimer is a rabbinic marriage. And basically, rabbinically, stranger is the co-wife of the Erva, but according to Torah law, she's not. So therefore, when brother 2 dies, and sister 1 and stranger are widows, and they're falling to brother 3, okay? So what happens is like this. Does brother 3 have to do anything to sister 1? Absolutely not. She's an erva. She's an erva, right? It's his wife's sister. No yibam there. But now stranger, right? Is she the co-wife of the erva? Not really. Somewhat yet, somewhat not. According to rabbinic law, she is, because Maimer was a marriage rabbinically, which now made brother 2 at some point in time married to both rabbinically. So strangers and tsaras erva based on rabbinic law, but according to Torah law, she's not. She was never married. Which means according to Torah law, it comes out that stranger was never a tsaras erva. She was never the co-wife of an erva. So at the end of the day, she will not be able to marry brother 3. She will not be able to marry brother 3 because she looks like a tsaras erva. So to speak, rabbinically, she should be seen as a tsaras erva because rabbinically sister 1 was married to brother 2 rabbinically. So rabbinically, stranger is the co-wife, but according to her law, she's not. So can you do yibam on her? No, because rabbinically she's the co-wife of the erva. But according to Torah law, she's not. According to Torah law, she's still connected to yibam, and therefore brother 3 is going to have to do chalitza to stranger. Okay, that makes sense, right?
Not as bad.
That's not as bad. You're getting the hang of it. All right, so let's read the Mishnah now. Okay, Parag Gimel, chapter 3, Mishnah Vav. Shloisha Achin. You got 3 brothers. Shnayim mehen nesuyim shtei achayos. 2 of them are married to 2 sisters. The echad nasei nachris, and one of them is married to a nachris, meaning to a non-relative. Meis echad b'balei achayos. One of the husbands of the sisters died. The kanas nasei nachris es ishtay. And the one married to the non-relative brought in his wife. That means he did yibum. He did a full yibum on her. V'meis, and then that brother dies. Harishayna yaitza mishum achais isha. The first one goes out because it is the sister of his wife, meaning now when she falls to the 3rd brother, she is now there's no yibum there because she is the wife of his sister and therefore an erva. Ushniya, and the other one, meaning the non-relative, Mishum Sarasa. She's going to go free because she is the Tsaras erva. She was the co-wife of the erva. She was the co-wife of his wife's sister. Now, Asaba Maimer. But if let's say what happened was that the brother married to the non-relative only did Maimer in his brother's widow, not a full yibum, Vameis, and then he died. Says the Mishnah, Nachris, the non-relative wife, regarding the 3rd brother, Chayletzes, v'lo misyabemes. She has chalitza, but not yibam. The sister is scot-free, because she is an erva to him. The thing is, though, that the Nachris was never, according to Torah law, married to the brother. But according to Torah law, the sister 1, the first widow, it was never, according to Torah law, married to the brother who was married to the non-relative. So the non-relative was never, according to Torah law, the co-wife of an erva, and therefore, according to Torah law, there's still a connection. So you can't do yiba because, so to speak, she looks like it's like the co-wife of an erva. That's why you can't do the yibam. You got to do chalitza because, according to Torah law, there is the connection for yibam, and he's got to free her through chalitza. Okay, we will continue with the next cases tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem. Okay. All right. So that the Chofetz Chaim was talking about if you put someone down because they're not so wise. Now, Sif Hey, paragraph 5. What are the examples that he said about qualities that if you talk about a person lacking something would be Lashon Hara is Gevura, strength. He's not a strong person. What does that mean? You tell people about this person that he's weak. He's a weak person. He's not a strong person. He's a weak person. Totally bazeh. Now it's going to depend. If based on his lifestyle, this can cause him some kind of a damage, he's a day worker, right? You want to hear about a day worker that he's weak? Or he's a teacher, or many other things, where basically, if a person is weak, he is clearly not going to be one that is desirable to hire. Then that's going to constitute lashon hara, because it's something damaging to him, something that could hurt him. Or let's say regarding his financial status. Or to tell about a person he's poor. Or people say he's got money. He doesn't have that much money. And has how much money as he has, he's got debts equal to that, if not more. That also could be lashon hara. Because if this gets known in the city, who's going to give him on credit? Let's say he wants to do a deal, but he needs credit. Who's going to give him on credit? The Yevamos are the hezek v'tzar gadol. This could cause much damage, terrible suffering. And because of that, you went down. You destroyed his livelihood. Okay? And therefore, a person who should always be remaining focused. Being that there is no constructive purpose here. He has to be very careful. Be very careful, so that the person being discussed about shouldn't be hurt. Now, let's say at the end of the day, you need to respond to someone, right? You need someone to carry packages. You need someone to carry heavy things, right? The guy's weak, right? He's not going to get the job done, right? So it comes out that if you say about this to someone, there's a purpose to it. There's a benefit to it. So then it could be a different story. However, she says, be very careful not to be quick and to be lenient to say, and any mechaver lagana slida and rak l'tel. Don't be so quick to say, oh, I'm not trying to put him down. I, of course, mean it for the benefit of somebody else. Because there's lots of details about how to do that. And therefore, again, theoretically, it's possible that you would be allowed to do it if they had a constructive purpose of benefit from somebody else. But don't be so quick to decide that way because of the fact that there's many details to that and they need to be learned beforehand. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.